Welcome back to my channel. My name is Peyton Hawes, and today we will be doing a recap and review of Love is Blind Season 8, Episode 8. I have my notes right over here on my computer, so if you see me just looking off, just know that's what I'm doing. Anywho, if you like recaps and reviews, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can be updated for upload. If you watched The Secret Lives of Modern Wives, I also did a recap and review of Season 1, and I will be doing the same thing for Season 2 when it comes out, so make sure you are subscribed so that you know those episodes come out. Check out the description box below for previous episodes if you haven't seen them yet. That way you don't get any spoilers. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay, Monica and Joey. There's a quick snippet of them doing like a couples yoga where they did poses together. Didn't know that was a thing. I love yoga. Now I do that with Colin. Except I'm way more flexible than he is, so we would see how that goes. Anywho, so Dave is walking around at this like mingle thing, and he's asking everyone if they've had sex yet. It's cool. And he's like, yeah, Lauren and I haven't had sex. No, have you? Yeah, it's totally okay. I'm here for whenever she's ready, okay? It's totally up to her. I'll be here when she's ready. That's totally fine. But yeah, we haven't. Have you? Is that like weird? Oh, okay. So you haven't done it yet either? Okay. Okay. Why does he want to know? Like, I don't care. Monica implies that her and her and Joey messed around a bit, but didn't really elaborate. Oh, and then Taylor tells Dave to be nice to Lauren, which I thought was interesting. What if she's like, be nice to her? It just seems weird because that is like obviously a given for anybody who walks the earth, obviously. So it seems weird that Taylor's telling Dave, be nice to her. What does she know that we don't? His sense of humor? Maybe it's that. I don't know. Seems weird. Anywho, Sarah tells all the girls about Ben's cuddling in the middle of the night, and I guess he got up to pee at like 2 in the morning and left her a love note. So when she woke up in the morning, she like sat down and was ready to do her makeup, a note in her makeup bag that was so cute, like, I love you and you're amazing and I'm so happy we're doing this and all of this stuff. And I just thought that was really adorable. That was really adorable. I love notes. There's a little post-it note over here by my bed that says good morning beautiful that my husband wrote for me. Cute and simple, but I've kept it for several months because I just love it and I think it's so cute and I'm a words of affirmation girly. Okay, now everyone is packing up ready to this like honeymoon trip, right? Now I've had my feelings about Dave. We all know I've had my feelings about Dave. But let me tell you, watching him holding a backpack and like a duffel over his shoulder and another duffel and get case and all this stuff, and Lauren's over here just like with nothing or like her purse or something, seeing a man looking like a straight up pack standing next to a girl holding nothing or the bag, whatever. I died and gone to heaven, okay, if that's a place. I find that so intense. Why people in my house who know I'm filming? Tell me. Anyway, that is so hot to me. Like, gentlemen at its core, not making me hold a single thing. There was a guy in high school that I actually called my pack mule because every single time, there were like certain times where like we walk in direction for class or in class. Can't remember, but he'd always carry my bags and I was not into him like that, but I called him my pack. It's probably rude now that I'm it, but okay, well, my son is screaming for help on the toilet, so BRB. Okay, so everyone's living together now, and I feel like there's been enough time now where people seem more comfortable, a little less awkward, a little less tension, whatnot. People are starting to settle in. I'm still not fully sold on all of these couples. It feels very much so like everyone just started dating, which makes sense considering the timing. But on previous seasons of Love is Blind, you find people who like are like, this is so obviously my person and I want to spend the rest of my life with them and blah blah blah. And they're like years later, they're still married and together and happy. You see that. But this season, it still feels like everyone just started dating and no one is ready to get married. There's just a lot more work and time that needs to go into relationships still. And the marriage seems like cray cray. But I don't know. Like, there's people who are cute together. I think Sarah and Ben's cute together. They have some challenges regarding stuff that we'll bring up later. That happens that I feel like could be okay depending on how people handle things. Dave and Lauren, I'm not sold on at all. Devin and Virginia, I like them. I don't love them together. Joey and Monica seem like best friends in the whole wide world. There's not a lot of romance, a lot of people just like being lovey-dovey and kissing or sitting like basically on top of each other because enough of each other. You're just not really seeing that this season, and it's weird. It's really weird. Sarah and Ben seem like they're happy. They are talking about how they're actually starting their marriage together and it feels exciting while also nerve-wracking time. But they said it's definitely more exciting than nerve-wracking, and that's just their words, what they said about it. Dave is starting to get nervous. I'm actually at this point in the episode was starting to feel a little bit guilty for how I pictured him in the beginning, and I feel like there was a lot of reality type of editing that makes out of context a little bit, which I don't feel like was completely fair of full editing a show and of me. And I'm starting steps back and more of an observer as opposed to a judge. I think I just need to take in information and know that I'm not in a position to be able to judge based off of a reality show, and what they choose to show and put on the actual show itself, or what they are cutting out and where things might be taken out of context or whatnot. I know Dave's sister has been really nervous about how he'll be portrayed, and Lauren's family and her brothers have talked about being nervous about the same thing for her. I'm just not, I don't feel like they are compatible at all. I don't understand the attraction that they had towards each other at all. The only thing I could possibly picture is Dave feels like Lauren is the type of girl that you're supposed to get married to, hence feeling like she was a safer, better option long term than Molly, maybe. But I don't know. I'm not understanding why Lauren is into him at all. The show has not shown anything to show why she would be interested in him or attracted to him. Whereas with Molly and him, there was plenty that you could see them going back and forth and why they would be compatible. I never saw that with Lauren and Dave. I did not understand the proposal. I did not understand accepting the proposal. I'm not understanding them together at all. At least the way the show is editing it, it does not make sense to me. Let me know in the comments how you feel about Dave and Lauren. Do you feel like it's not going to work out? Do you feel like it is? Like, what are your thoughts? Do you have any idea as to why Lauren might be into him or pretending like she's into him? I have no idea. Let's see. We've got Dave and Virginia. They laid out like this beautiful picture of buying a home, traveling the world. They say they have money saved up and they're very responsible with their finances, it seems like. And so things seem good there. Virginia brings up a prenup, and Devin was really taken back by that. And you could tell he kind of tried to work through it a little bit and all of that. And they talk about it a little bit more in the next episode. But yeah, you could tell he was a little taken back by that. Didn't really know how to feel about it. Personally, I used to see prenups as like a way of like, you think this might end in divorce, so that's why you're doing this, to protect yourself. But nowadays I I kind of have an entirely new idea and picture of marriage and what it is and what it means since leaving world of religion and just kind of living life saying, I don't know what happens after we die and I don't know what's out there, and I'm just doing the best I can to be the best that I can be in all of my roles and every hat I wear, if that makes sense. Marriage is really risky and it's a gamble, and when you meet someone and you're so in love, those happy chemicals going on in our body just make us feel euphoric. We're on top of the world. When in reality, a lot of them might coming from places that aren't so good. You never, it really depends on the scenario. The divorce rate is really risky. The legal battles and all of the contracts and if you have children, custody type things that come into play are just can be really scary when you're at the point where you could be getting divorced. It's likely that your feelings towards your now ex are not great, and you might be more inclined to want to take things from them that they would want. You might be more inclined to try and get as much as you can and leave them high and dry. And I think a lot of us don't really feel like we would ever do that while we're happy and in love. But if someone gets hurt really bad, you never know, you know? Like if someone's cheated on or whatever, some big it depends. There's so many reasons why people get divorced, but I'm just saying I think it's better to plan for those things, kind of like you I've heard Queen E in her Love is Blind recaps and reviews talked about how it's kind of like car insurance. Like you're not driving your car expecting to get in a car accident, nor do you want that to happen. But sometimes those things are out of your control and they just happen. And you're like, man, I did not see this coming. And you're thankful that you have insurance, right? And she kind of talked about a prenup being a similar thing. And I was like, I really like that analogy because it's not something you want to happen. It's not something you're expecting to happen, but you're preparing in case it does, something out of your control or whatever the case may be. Could be in your control, could not, but I just kind of like that analogy. Next, Joey meets Monica's family and it looked pretty fun and cute. They like pulled out a bunch of instruments and started playing, and you could tell Monica was really embarrassed about it. They literally had an entire bin full of different instruments and everyone got an instrument and was playing them around. Joey seemed to fit right in. Like he definitely seemed to think that it was kind of weird and wacko, but like he's kind of weird and wacko and Monica is, and you know, I feel like they work really well together, and he seem to have a lot of fun with it. And they keep talking about like their communal sock bin, where they just have a bin in the house of everyone's socks, and everyone just goes to that bin for their socks instead of everybody just having their own socks. And honestly, I was like, why are we freaking talking about socks so much? Because we talked about the socks in pods, we talked about the socks on the honeymoon, we talked about the socks now at Monica's house, they talked about the socks back at the apartment. I'm like, why is there so much talk about like the socks? Why? Oh, Monica's sister. So Monica's sister wants to know how Monica knows that Joey is not just a really good actor and he's doing insane, everything that Monica would want to hear, blah, blah, blah. And she is just like trying to convince her sister, like, hey, I love him. I want to be with him. He's the person. He's my person. It's like, she's like, you like tall Italian models. And she's like, everyone thinks that's attractive. The whole point of the experience is not about what people look like, and I love him. So come on. And she's like, mm-mm. No, I get where she's coming from. Sometimes I look back and I think about how I knew my husband for 3 months when we got married. We were engaged 6.5 weeks after we met, and we were married 6.5 weeks after that. So yeah. Anybody could be pretending to be a person that they're not in that short period of time. And sometimes I think back on that and I'm like, wow, I'm really glad no one was pretending. Because we're not the same people that we were when we got married, but we've just grown and we've grown together. We were like two trees with all of our roots and our family history and our traumas and our all of these things. And we grew and we came together into one big tree, and we still have some of our own roots over here, but we're establishing more roots together, and our branches are growing and all of these things. Trees don't really come together like that, I don't think. That was probably a weird analogy. Anywho, that's it for episode 9. It was kind of like a quick one. So I'm going to film episode 9 now. Oh, no, that was episode 8. That was episode 8. Sorry. I'm going to film episode 9 now. So make sure you're subscribed and you hit the notification bell so when that episode is released, you can be notified and watch it when it comes out. I make a lot more content than just recaps and reviews. I left the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, aka the Mormon religion, and I have lots of content about leaving and deconstructing religion on my channel. I'll have a playlist for like my faith crisis series in the description box below. I'll also have my Love is Blind playlist, so you can see all of those episodes. I'll have my Secret Lives of Mormon Wives playlist, so you can see all of those episodes if you're interested. I'm also starting to do book reviews. I just filmed a book review for The In Between by Hadley Vlahos, I think is how you say her last name, the hospice nurse. And soon I'll be filming a book review for The Alter Ego Effect. I'll be chatting about that a little bit. So I'm kind of like a mix around, all around channel, just doing lifestyle type stuff. I want to review shows that I'm already watching, and I talk about things that's going on in my life and reviewing books that I've read, and just, I don't know, sometimes I just sit down and record like a virtual journal. And so yeah, if you enjoy that kind of content, don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment below if there's anything you thought about during the episode. What do you think about the couples? What do you predict for their futures? And thank you guys so much for being here. It means a lot to me on my little itty bitty tiny channel that will one day blow up and grow because of you guys. And I love you so much. Bye.